Hi, this is Kim Pinkney, and welcome to my channel. Alrighty, well, today I wanted to take a bit of a jaunt away from drawing on the t-shirt, move on to a canvas bag, and I just wanted to like a little bit of a break. So, and I also had like this little feeling of nostalgia. So, I used to love to watch my Saturday morning cartoons, like a lot of kids, and one of my favorites was the Pirates of Dark Water. And I happened to come across a pose from a guy on Pinterest, and I'm like, wow, that would be a great pose for Ren in the Pirates of Dark Water. So I am now going to be drawing my interpretation based on his pose and his looks. And I was spending some time trying to find a really good image of Ren that was consistent, that looked like Ren really well. And I had a really hard time trying to find something that didn't look like doo-doo. I mean, it's like, you know, these things are in motion. They're what is it called? Animation, and it's in motion, so, you know, in between shots and stuff like that, they don't always capture the best images of them, you know, the characters. And I didn't want like a static shot of Ren. I kind of get tired of just doing like little glamour shots of folks. I want to see them kind of tell a story or catch them in mid-action or something. And of course, yeah, this being a pose and this being 2D, you just got to kind of compromise. So my compromise here, as I babble on. I'm trying to decide. Okay, I think I'm going to put his little sword, his broken sword, like right here. And then him holding the magical object, the compass, in this hand. And let me see if I can capture his face, because if I don't capture his face, then this all like kind of sucks. Let me zoom in on my source images here. And one of the things I liked about Ren is that he kind of reminded me of an Asian guy, but he had dark skin. And yeah, there are dark-skinned Asians, I guess. But he had these blue eyes, these like ice blue eyes, which really just kind of throws everything off. But it's different. It's a different character. And I think a lot of the characters had the dark skin because they're like on the open water. But Ren didn't start out on the open water. He was a kid that was raised kind of in a lighthouse. So he kind of knows nothing of the world. Things like that. And he gets set on a quest when his, I think his dad washes ashore, but he doesn't know it's his dad. And but he looks just like him, you know, same blonde hair, dusky skin, and I think he tells him that he's his dad. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've got to see it, but I know they're on YouTube, so I'm gonna probably capture a couple of episodes. I just wish it was one of those ones where they just continued it. Because it's like they left it hanging. And a lot of the cartoons they did, they left them hanging, and it just really sucks. I mean, they were really good stories. They were a lot of fun to watch. The characters seemed to learn a lot. And they were growing. It just sucks that they just left them hanging. And I'm like, I can only imagine what that does to a kid. You know, you get into a show, you get invested in the characters, you learn their lessons, maybe learn a little bit from them, and the next thing you know, it's canceled. You know, what's sad is they don't give you any warning that it was canceled. It just doesn't show up anymore. Or it'll, what's the word? They will show nothing but, what's it called? Reruns of the same thing over and over again. When you first were introduced to it, it was like, you had new episodes, exciting episodes, and the next thing you know, it's gone. Gone, gone, gone. Gone, 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 gone. Okay. Let's see if I can I'm trying to stay true to the character, and then I'm trying to incorporate the same pose and kind of what the other guy is wearing and looking like and stuff like that. And I'm trying to maintain the same style, or at least similar. But I think it's also a lot of fun to incorporate like reality into it a little bit. So I'm going to be taking a little bit of liberties with this. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to color this in, but I might at least be able to get to the outline. Do a rough of the hand here. There we go. Yeah, this was fun. It was a different, they didn't have anything like this as far as cartoons. It's like they had the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. This is a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, but they were more kiddie-like, the other ones. They were more like the Looney Tunes. And, after a while, you got to get tired of the same thing as a kid, especially when you're about 10 and you start to get older, and you don't need those same Bugs Bunny cartoons repeating over and over again, the wacky crap. Sometimes you want a story, and I think the world was ripe for anime to come and really just take over animation. I mean, they'll tell a story, and they'll do their best to tell it to the very end if they don't get canceled. But I just hate that they had canceled this way too soon. And I think I'll add to this. I'll probably add Ayaz, the monkey bird, Niddler. I think I'll add them in there as well. I like Tula. I didn't like her at first because she was kind of annoying, but then she kind of got cool. She got a little power going on and became useful. She wasn't like the damsel in distress that you had to rescue, that sort of thing. Because they had a lot of that in cartoons. Gotta go rescue the girl. She's been kidnapped. Sometimes, and I like how they let the other characters grow. They showed you a little bit more about their character. It wasn't always about our guy and his quest. Nidler had his own episode. I think Tula might have even had a few of hers. And all in the quest of, learning about the characters. And I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, let's see. So if you ever get a chance to check it out, I mean, it was kind of thrilling. It was like a thrilling adventure on the high seas, and some of the visuals were awesome. It's definitely one that I would love to see come back. If they ever brought it back, I would love to see this one come back. There was just a lot of potential. Yeah, big ponytail. Okay, let me see if I can get his sword down here. If I can find his sword. There it is. Okay. See if I can get a closer look at it. There we go. Now this one should be a lot of fun to color in. Yeah, one of the things I liked about this was that it wasn't like all this brightness and stuff like you see in other cartoons. It was pretty dark. And most of the time there was a happy ending. I think there was a happy ending all the time. Things came out okay for them. But the dark water was always a constant threat, so. But definitely an interesting story, because it was kind of scary. I remember seeing movies like The Blob and, things that you couldn't control that had a mind of their own and, I don't want to say a reality of their own, but an agenda of their own, or the stuff was like scary. It's like all of a sudden it just comes out of nowhere and just starts devouring things. And there was like no defense against it. Let's see, make sure I get this right. This has a little curl. And the bad guy was ugly but funny too. And did some of the same things as what's his name? Jabba the Hutt, where he liked to feed people to his rancor. He had a constrictus, I think that's what they call him. That was like a constant threat. That he was going to send people to that. I think I got these arm things on the wrong ones. Okay, so this one here is his big armband, and then this one here is his gauntlet. So, and I think there was nothing else on this one. But it'd be cool if he had the gauntlet on both arms. That'd be kind of cool. Ah! Okay. Erasing the bear in this. And then I'll probably just have like a little light beam where the treasure is headed. Okay, let's see. Let's finish up the sword. I gotta find a really good picture of the hilts. All the other ones I have are pretty messed up. Okay. I think I kind of captured his nose okay. Okay, so what am I missing? Oh yeah, I was going to work on the sword. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in on this. Okay, now this sword looks completely different from the other swords. Okay, alright, gosh darn it. Gotta find something that's not someone's deviant art. Yeah, it's kind of cool to see other people do their interpretation, but it's like I kind of want to stick to what the original had, and it changes from picture to picture. It's insane. There's like no picture that I can find is like consistent. Sucks. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to wing it. Okay, let me go back to the picture that... Oh, wait. Maybe this might work. Nope, that's just him standing. Ay, ay, ay. It's like I run across source images of him just standing there, or I see him holding the sword, but then it looks completely different when I find another person holding the sword. When I gotta get something a little closer. Okay, alright, stop whining, Kim. Stop whining. Just use what you had. Looks like somebody tried to recreate the sword, so I'm going to try to use their image because it looks clearer than a lot of the others. It has these little hoop things. It has... Let's see... Do they come across? This one comes in front of this part that comes on the hilt, and so does this one. And then it has like a little circle here. And then there's the hilt of the sword. And then the hoop. Okay, this one's coming across. And then the sword is broken. So it comes down just kind of like a dagger. Okay, I wanted one of the 13, this is the compass, that's right. I'm at the very, very bottom. I hate when I get to the very, very bottom because I got all these little bumps and ridges I have to contend with. Okay, so I'll finish that up another time when I can adjust. make it look like he's holding this thing. There we go. In some pictures this part is flat, and this picture here it's kind of got this little jewel on the end, so I like the jewel. I'll keep that. And then here it has like little jewels on the sword itself. Let's see, there's the jewel, and it has like a little line. Okay, good enough for government work. Okay, let's go ahead and outline, and maybe I might be able to get to coloring. Let's see, it is 5:49. I got time, cuz. I got time, cuz. I love and hate the pen I'm using. Love that it gives me like really nice dark lines. Gives me kind of like a little bit of precision. Only downside is that when it quits, there's no warning. It's not like it gets lighter or anything like that. It just doesn't come out anymore. And they're no longer making it. So it's like I had bought a pack of 12 on online, and I think I'm down to maybe 4 now. I've taken these things everywhere, used them up. It's a good this is a gel roller for fabric, so I'm gonna try to find some more if I can. The quest is on. Or if I can find the equivalent, that would be even better. This is his hair. He's got this blonde ponytail. Sometimes it comes over his shoulder. Alrighty. So here's what's got going. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. bit of an armband here. I'm going to give it a nice thick line. Yeah, one of the things I like about drawing on like bags and t-shirts is that my artwork doesn't just stay in one place. You know, it travels with me. And sometimes you just want people to look at your art. And I can't think of a better way to show it off by wearing it or having it on something practical. And it's with you. Like, I probably wouldn't mind having a pair of dark water shoes. Kind of like I saw this one guy drawing Dragon Ball Z on some shoes, and I'm like, oh, that's tight. He did a really great job. It's just love, you know, being able to take fan art with me. Represented, you know, and because I don't have a lot of money, you know, but I still want to honor the fan art. I still want to honor the original show and stuff. And like with something like this, Pirates of Dark Water, you know, it hasn't been seen in years. You know, people probably haven't even thought of it. But it was just one of my favorite shows. And sometimes you just don't want to let things go. Just couldn't let it go. And if it brings a little bit of attention back to it, that's cool. It's I just wish there was more episodes. I wish there was more, period. I'll give more sideburns. More sideburns! I'm just thickening up some of my lines here. Making them just a little bit bolder. Okay, so he had this thing around his waist. Most people call it a belt. But since I'm so far down, I probably won't be able to get much detail into it. So, ooh, now he's got a little detail on his shirt here. I don't know if this comes all the way around, but it is today, because we'll put that right there. maybe a hint of it on the sides here. All right, almost there, Ren. Okay. This collar. I think I got pretty much everything on here. Okay. I made him a little buffer than he really is, but that's okay. Okay, so one of the cool things about these cartoons is that the color scheme is really super simple. So I can get away with probably just using solid colors. They didn't do too much. It was mostly flat shading, flat coloring. They didn't even use two colors to like symbolize shadows and stuff like that. And so I'm gonna use a bit of the Arteza. I think I'll go ahead and add some details, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I mean, it would definitely bring it out more. So maybe if I had like light hitting it from right here. But then again, this is going to light up. So maybe the light source will only light up in a certain direction. I don't know, I have to think about it. I guess they kept it simple. But I like to use like 3 colors in virtually everything I do. Unfortunately, Arteza doesn't have 3 yellows. So I'll have to improvise. We'll go over it once with yellow, just doing it lightly. I will take a little bit of orange. Let's see. Or in this case, it is tangerine. And I'm going to use just a little bit here so I can make things a little darker. Oops, yeah, that's good. Okay, and then I'm going to go over those again with yellow and just give it a little bit more pressure to give it like... Arteza dry really fast on canvas, so gotta hit it fast, hit it hard to kind of get it to merge together a bit. So we at least have 1, 2, and then I'll see if I can find maybe brown to make it just a little bit darker in some places. Let's see. What do I have? Where is my brown? probably in my bag. Let's see. All right. So. Where is my brown? Oh! I forgot I had bought a whole bunch of Marvi Uchida graffiti fabric markers, so I can use those. I haven't even used them yet. When they arrived at my house, they were all outside their pack. It was like half opened and half out of their pack, and it was just like really super annoying to receive my stuff like that. Let's see. And in the past, and there goes a few. That's why I can't have nothing nice. Everything's all over the place. Okay. In the past, I would go ahead and label them so I could see what I was working with. There's a yellow. And what's cool about them is that they have like 3 different color yellows. One of them's very vibrant. I don't have 6 greens. I think I have 3. I think they have like 2 or 3 of each color in different degrees. Okay, so here is my brown. We'll just take a few liberties. Just to give it a little bit more depth. Not going for the realism, but just to give it a little bit more depth than just the flat coloring. Okay. And I'm going to use another one of these yellows. And since this isn't like super serious, I can kind of get an idea of, you know, instead of having to map it out on another canvas bag, I can kind of just see what this yellow does. Now these guys stay a little bit wetter, a little bit longer, and I think I'll use this yellow. It's a highlight over where I think the light is hitting it the hardest. And I'll probably use it for the compass as well, just to make it kind of stand out a little bit more. Okay. Booyah. Alright, he's got these bright blue eyes. Let's see. And since I don't have a lot of... I don't have a lot of space on these eyes. Let's see, I'm going to use 2 colors. The darker one I'm going to put more closer to the top. And in the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, they don't leave the white highlight, you know, the white shine, eye shine. But today I am, because we're gonna have that. And I'll just have it like on that side. There we go. Okay, good enough for government work. All right, let's see. I've got 1 brown in this Arteza set, and this I think was a set of, okay, this is 30 pieces, and they fit really weird into each other. I thought there was another version of brown. This is, I think, more of a flesh tone. What sucks is that you can't buy it by itself. So, okay, so let's see. Where it's lighter, I'm going to use this flesh tone, and then where it's a little darker, I'm going to go ahead and use the brown. Now it's more peach, not peach, more pink than flesh. And let's see what this brown does for us, and then I'll probably just mix it in with other colors. Yeah, the brown's decent for his tone. And I think I'll use a little bit of, let's see, I think I've got apricot. This one I think is kind of dried out, but it'll allow me to kind of blend with whatever's left on here. Yeah, red's really brown, so I want to still play with that as well. So let me go ahead and just kind of blend them in together with each other. Let's see, there's brown. And just define him a little bit better with the darker brown. And Arteza's got two browns. One of them is, it may as well just be black. So I need to see if I can find those. And I'll just blend these guys into each other. And I think I'll use like the Arteza brown and use that more in the shadows. And that'll be my third color, I believe. Yeah, these are some really good fabric markers. But they're pretty much just for light colored fabrics. You'd have to buy the specific ones for darker tones or painted white as a base. Okay, so I got about 6 more minutes. Let's see if I can go ahead and do more to this. Yeah, it just feels good to do something a little different um, instead of working on the Joker and painting and then working on, it's just need a little bit of a palette cleanser. I like to be done with my stuff like within a few days instead of weeks. And it just gets boring after a while if you're on the same picture for so long. But what can you do when life gets in the way? I mean, you gotta eat, you gotta sleep, you gotta work. Um, yep. Let's see, we'll just put this over here. This is a lot of fun, though. It just feels good to see the character come back, even if it's just on my bag. And I like how these two colors are really subtle together. It's like this is, I don't know, these colors work. Okay, I want to try to keep the skin tone. Let's see, the light's going to hit it like around right here. So I gotta let me light this up here. Just a little bit. Around his edges. And I'll make this edge a little darker. Give him a little bit of muscles. And on canvas, you kind of want to color in a circle because, you've got all these grooves and whatnot to contend with. It's canvas. And you want to get all up in that mud there. Make that a little darker down here. And I'll just go over it with this. Leave a little bit of white where maybe light is really hitting it, and that gives it a little bit more roundness. No, don't you dry out on me. You are a new marker. Okay, well, new to me. Who knows how long it's been sitting on their shelves. No matter. Almost done with this part anyway. Okay. And we'll just throw a little bit more brown on. And if I can find the Arteza browns, I should be in good shape. Yeah, this marker right here was one of my favorites, but you can't buy them separate. So I would buy lots of sets over the course of my learning how to color on fabrics and stuff like that. These are pretty good for t-shirts because it doesn't have that raised feel too. It goes really well on them. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to have to cut it short. I'm almost out of here. Sorry about that. It's about time for me to go. Hop on the bus. But hopefully I'll be able to take a little bit of time and work on this tomorrow on camera. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you like what you see and you want to learn more, if you have any questions, don't be a stranger. Like and subscribe. And ask away. Ask in the comments. Hit me up. Feel free to friend me on Facebook. I've got a bit of a page that I'm starting on that. So I can also make it so that you guys can share your artwork if you are inspired, or send me a link to whatever you come up with if any of this has inspired you to create. I would love to see what you come up with, and we can inspire each other and learn from each other. If things don't work for you, let me know, and I'll see where I may have went a little wrong or where we can go right. We'll make chicken soup out of chicken crap. And I'm just going around and darkening up some places, adding a little bit more detail. Alright, so this is where I gotta let it go. Let it go, let it go. Alright, I gotta let myself go to work. So you guys have a great one, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.